Hey, what's going on everybody? The Seer here. We have our final week of Cosmic Crucible for Season 8. Once Thursday hits, there's going to be the Content Creator Cosmic Crucible Clash. I believe I got all the C's right in that one. But we're going to give it our best shot to go 3-0 this week. I think if I go 3-0, I might be able to get that Masters 1 I've been aiming for, and also I might be able to get into that top 200 still. I believe it's still in reach based on how the points have been working out and everything. A quick update regarding the channel. You may have noticed that the music is going to be a little bit different. I had a few comments on a recent video about the music choices and everything and how it keeps looping. So we are going to be using different music and it won't be looping anymore. So thank you for that feedback. If you have any other feedback, feel free to put it in the comments below. I'm always open to try to improve the channel to give you guys the best experience possible. But without further ado, let's go ahead and check out my opponent today, Kaioken. So Kaioken is about 96 million TCP. I'm currently sitting at 88 million. So this is only going to be about an 8 million punch up, so it's not too terrible, especially at this level. A lot of that extra TCP could be fluff, basically on the bottom of the roster. You might have a little bit more characters at level 100. It could be a number of different things. Overall, I don't think the TCP is going to matter too much in this type of matchup. Let's go ahead though, check out the defenses and see what he's using. In Stage 1, they have the current 4-piece Illuminati with Sasquatch in the middle. Stage 2, the 4-piece Mercs for Money with Spider-Man Noir. Stage 3, the Infinity Watch. Stage 4, the Spider Society with Black Knight. Stage 5, the Superior 6, the full team with no substitutions. And Stage 6, the 4-piece X-Treme X-Men with Dorm. So there's a couple interesting defenses on here, but I think we have a plan on how we're going to attack this. For Stage 2, we're going to use our new Warriors team. The Illuminati with Sasquatch isn't going to be too difficult. The Illuminati team itself without Captain Britain and especially without Hank Pym right now really isn't going to be too difficult to deal with. The new Warriors should make quick work of this. Gwenpool's going to be going first here. We're going to use that special and flip all those positive effects that we can on the other side of the field. Firestar's going to use the ultimate that does kill Sasquatch, and we get a Deathpool ping on the Iron Man. Deathpool's going to spread those negative effects from Iron Man to Black Panther Shuri, and that kills both of them. The ping ends up taking out Black Bolt, and now we have a very easy kill on the Mr. Fantastic. This team right now, I would not recommend putting on defense. I don't really see anything, maybe a Mephisto, that might give it a challenge. But besides that, Illuminati right now without Hank Pym and Captain Britain just isn't worth putting on defense. For Stage 2, we're going to use a variation of Pat's offensive team into that Old Man Logan. So we're going to be using Apocalypse, Red Hulk, Tangled Web, and we're putting Echo in here instead of Cabal, mainly because of the Spider-Man Noir. He's going to go early, and I just want to make sure that we don't get that assist from the Old Man Logan, so that's what Echo's there for. The enemy Dakin will be going first here. They end up doing the special, I believe that is, and does some rebounds. However, we didn't really take much damage off of that. The Spider-Man Noir ends up doing the ultimate targeted on the Echo. Again, because the Echo's there, we don't get those assists from the Old Man Logan, so we were able to cancel that out. Right now is looking at the speed bar, and we should be good to use the ultimate on that 2099. We end up targeting the Old Man Logan. Spider Weaver, we end up doing the ultimate into the Old Man Logan. I was trying to get the trauma stun on him, however, that didn't end up happening. Red Hulk, we're going to use that special into the Spider-Man Noir so we can clear those revive onces from Spider-Man Noir and the Old Man Logan. Apocalypse, we do the ultimate. The Panda Pool was not pushed, so we are free to do the Falcon Punch into the Old Man Logan to kill him. Now we have a very easy cleanup on the Panda Pool and the Deadpool. Spider Weaver, we do end up doing the basic into the Panda Pool. I was seeing if I can get the kill. We was not able to do that. 2099, we do the basic. Apocalypse here, we do the special. The ISO attack does end up taking out the Panda Pool. Now we have a very easy cleanup on the Deadpool. This counter worked great, and it really didn't take too many of our resources away from the other rooms. For stage 3, we're going to use our Pegasus team into the Infinity Watch. Now, because I used the Tangled Web in that stage 2 room, I'm not able to use my usual counter. The Pegasus team is a really good alternative. It gets about the same efficiency, if not a couple points lower than what I normally get on this, but this is a great alternative into this team. The enemy Infinity Watch team will be going first. The Pegasus team is just a whole lot slower, however they are resilient to where they can take the punishment and then deal it back at the opponent. Castrol's up, I am going to target that Moondragon and use the special as opposed to going for that ult right away. The Ironheart Mark II is up, we're going to end up doing that ultimate and they do end up dodging that, so we did get a few of the evades off the enemy. The rescue, we do end up doing the ultimate, so we do have the immunity on us. However, the Moondragon ended up stripping all of our positive effects. The Iron Man Infinity War ends up doing the ultimate, and the Kestrel pings are still doing work on the enemy side. They do end up tunneling down our Darkhawk a little bit, so I was a little worried I was going to lose him there. Kestrel, we do end up doing the ultimate into the Gamora, and we did get the permakill. The Ironheart Mark II, we do the special into the Moondragon. The pings do end up taking out the Moondragon. The Iron Man Infinity War, we're going to use that special into the Adam Warlock. The Darkhawk, we do end up doing that ultimate, and the Kestrel ping ends up taking 1 life off the Adam Warlock. Kestrel's back up, we're going to do the basic into the Adam Warlock so we can get some defense downs back out there. And we're just going to do the basic from the Ironheart into the Adam Warlock. Rescue's going to do that basic, and the Kestrel does get the ping to kill off the Phyla-Vell. We're able to take out the Adam Warlock, and now it's a very easy kill on the Nebula here. For stage 4, we're going to use our Superior 6, however we're taking Lizard off of this one so we can use them elsewhere, and we're sliding Vulture in. The Vulture special should be able to flip those positive effects into negative effects on the Black Knight, making this match a whole lot easier. So this is going to be a little bit different than what I usually use, but this should still work just fine. So the Vulture will be going first here. We're going to use that special on the Black Knight, and we were able to get rid of the taunt and the defense up, which is amazing. Green Goblin Classic is up, we're going to use that ultimate so we can do a nice turn meter rewind, and we're able to get the trauma on the other side of the field. Kraven's going to use the special to put the ability block on the Black Knight. I just want to make sure he doesn't use the special on us. Doc Ock is up, we're going to use that special so we can get Shocker out there and put some more charges out there for Green Goblin Classic. For Spider Slayer, I opted to do the special here as opposed to the ultimate because of how many bleeds were out there. I should be able to get the kill on the Black Knight here pretty quickly, and the Spider Society should be bleeding out. Shocker, we're going to use that ultimate. We're able to get rid of the Ghost Spider. Vulture's up, we use the ultimate, and the match is over. This worked perfectly. For stage 5, we're going to do a SAC team of the Darkhold. This team should be able to pull all of the opening abilities of the Superior 6 and hopefully some of the round 2 abilities of the Superior 6 too. That way when we go in with our actual team, it's going to be a whole lot easier. For this matchup, all we're doing is loading in. We're going to let the opponent take as many turns as possible so we can burn as many of their abilities as possible. The nice thing about this being in stage 5 is we're able to pull a lot of extra abilities that we normally wouldn't be able to because of that revive ones on several of these characters. For our actual team to do the hit, we're going to be using our Seeker Defenders with Lizard. Because the Superior 6 already used all of their opening abilities and the Green Goblin Classic used his special, we can safely go in with this team and we don't have to worry about our buffs being peeled off. Also, because Black Cat's here, we're going to be able to use her to take off those Revive Onces off the enemy team, so this counter should work perfectly. As we load in, the Black Cat takes the Revive Once off everybody except the Doc Ock, which is fantastic. The enemy Lizard goes first, and now our Lizard's up. We're going to use the ultimate to take all the positive effects off the Lizard, and now we have a taunt on our side of the field. Green Goblin Classic can only use the basic on us because we did burn his ultimate and special. Miss Marvel Harlight's up. We're going to use the ultimate on the Doc Ock to give a turn meter rewind to the Spider Slayer, Doc Ock, and Green Goblin Classic. Ghost Rider Robbie's up. We're going to target the enemy Green Goblin Classic and use the special. The ability block won't work, but we can get the bleeds on that side of the field. Black Cat's up. We're going to use the special on the Green Goblin Classic to put the trauma stun on him, and we're able to take 1 life off the Doc Ock. Photon's passive takes out the Spider Slayer, and Ghost Rider Robbie's passive ends up taking out the Doc Ock and Green Goblin Classic. Photon does the special to take out the Craven, and now we have a very easy cleanup on the Lizard. This team worked fantastic after we ended up doing that burn attack, and I would definitely recommend doing this if you're able to. For stage 6, because we didn't have to use our Masters of Evil elsewhere, we're going to make a super team. So we're going to use our Cabal, Kang, and Titania against the X-Treme X-Men with Dorm. Titania will be going first in this matchup. We're going to end up targeting the Rogue and use the ultimate so we can get the Disrupt on her and that ability block. Kang is up next, and I was trying to decide the best play here. I wasn't sure if I would to do the special to put slows out on the other side of the field or go for the ultimate to do a nice turn meter rewind. I opted to do the ultimate and targeted the Dorm so I can get the ISO attack to kill the Dorm off already. Iron Patriot's up. We're going to target the enemy Forge and use the special. And that was able to take 1 life off the enemy Forge already. Namor's up. We're going to target the enemy Gambit and use the ultimate. And that does end up taking 1 life off of the Rogue and the Gambit while doing another turn meter rewind. Leader's up next. We're going to target the enemy Nightcrawler and use the ultimate. That takes care of the Nightcrawler because it takes off the Revive Once and it killed off the Forge. Kang is back up. We're going to end up doing the ultimate. That ends up taking out the Gambit, and we have a very easy kill on the Rogue. This was overkill, but we didn't need the Masters of Evil elsewhere, so we were able to make this one super team. And I was able to get the victory on this one. My opponent, Kaioken, ended up dropping 1 attack, and I dropped 1 attack as well, so it went to efficiency. My opponent got a 49,756. I got a 49,783. Let's go ahead and check out the defenses to see what ended up happening. For stage 1, the new Warriors into that Illuminati 4-piece with Sasquatch got me at 8369. This was a very high efficiency win for me. For stage 2, the pack counter ended up getting me at 8360. Adding the Echo in there definitely saved me because of how fast 2 of the enemies end up going. If that would have called in the Old Man Logan, this would have gone a totally different way. For stage 3, the Pegasus ended up getting me at 8360, so it was about on par, if not 1 point worse than what my Eternals Tangled Web team does, so it's definitely worth using them on this one. For stage 4, that Superior 6 with Vulture ended up getting me 8364. That was actually a pretty good score considering there was the Black Knight on the other side of the field. For stage 5, I was really relying on my defense at least getting me that 1 defensive victory, which is why I also went for the sack on this one instead of trying to go for a 1-shot and really stretching out my roster. This ended up getting me a 7962 by doing that Darkhold sack and then the Seeker Defenders to finish it off. For stage 6, the Cabal and Masters of Evil got me at 8368. It was definitely overkill, but like I said, I didn't really need Masters of Evil elsewhere, so I was able to do this. As for my defense, my opponent also used the Pegasus into the Infinity Watch. He got the same score as me, which was at 8360. Stage 2 is completely new defense for me. I had to try to revamp it based on trying to really improve my defense this week. I ended up going with the Old Man Logan, Sasquatch so you can't really use Zemo on it, Black Panther Shuri, Nightcrawler, and Nova. They went in initially with Cabal, Zemo, and Vulture. They had to back out, then they end up swapping Zemo out for Cabal, and they still almost failed. This got them a 7957. For stage 3, my opponent ended up using Hive Mind with Northstar into my Out of Time Dorm team. This ended up getting them at 8349, so this drained a lot of efficiency out of them. For stage 4, I made a tweak on this defense as well. I have Gambit, Rogue, then I end up adding in Black Knight, X-23, and Forge. So Forge is now over in my stage 4. They end up having to use Apocalypse New Warriors here, and this got them at 8363. For stage 5, my opponent ended up using Seer Defenders with Super Skrull into my Hive Mind Super Skrull. I thought this was a really interesting counter to be able to take this team out, and this ended up getting them at 8366. And for stage 6, my opponent ended up using their Masters of Evil with Doom to take out my Spider Society. This got them at 8361. So far for round 1, I'm fairly pleased with how my defense held up. I like how that room 2 actually was able to counter a variant of the Cabal team, and this opponent also had their Apocalypse and their Super Skrull for offense, which is pretty big. Most people have Super Skrull on defense, and then it's the Superior 6, is it for offense or defense? They end up going defense for that, so I had to sack it. So I had to really lean into my defense on this one, so I was very pleased with how that played out. Kaioken did amazing. He's a great player, and hopefully we get matched up again soon. He had some pretty interesting counters and defenses as well. If you did end up liking this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We just broke 800 subs. I have less than 200 subs to go to hit that 1,000, so hopefully we can get there as soon as possible. Until next time, you all have a wonderful rest of the day.